Hello friends, my name is Vanral, and today I want to talk about the Living World Season 3 map, the Bitterfrost Frontier. This map offers one of the best daily Living World Season 3 currency farms, but also some of the best soloable events and a ridiculous amount of unidentified gear. And the best part? All of the farms are repeatable, making this one of the best maps to farm, especially if you're saving up to unlock other Living World episodes, or you just want some extra gold and you don't have the time to run with the bigger meta trains in the game. Before diving into the specific solo farming methods, let's first take a look at the map-specific resource, fresh Winterberries. These can be converted into unbound magic by consuming them at a rate of 15 to 30 unbound magic per Winterberry. A more opportune use, however, is when you're gearing up characters and you don't have access to legendary gear yet. You can spend the Winterberries on acquiring ascended trinkets from the map vendor Slushu. You can find this Quaggan in Sorrow's Eclipse Sanctuary, which is in the center of the map. This vendor offers us an ascended backpack for 400 Winterberries and 5000 unbound magic, an ascended accessory for 300 Winterberries and 4000 unbound magic, and an ascended ring for 200 Winterberries and 2000 unbound magic. That means you can buy half of the equipable ascended trinket slots from this single vendor. And on top of that, there is actually a very neat trick you can do with ascended rings. Most of the ascended rings in the game are unique equipable, meaning you cannot equip the exact same copy of a ring on your character. You can, however, either attune or infuse your ring through the Mystic Forge. This will allow you to equip a second copy, as the game considers this a different unique ring. And attuning a ring costs less than 25 silver, so it's definitely worth doing if you're not fully decked out in ascended gear yet. Apart from the trinkets, Slushu also sells ascended aquatic headgear for 500 Winterberries and 6000 unbound magic. This is a very cheap method to obtain these ascended underwater breeders, but make sure you go for the trinkets first, as these are the most important for your overall stats. Now that we know what to spend the map currency on, let's take a look at the different farming methods. The most well known is to just gather Winterberries on a daily basis. You can gather these from Winterberry bushes, which are plant nodes. That means you can heavily optimize the amount of Winterberries you can get out of a single node by using a Cliff of Bounty or a Harvesting Sickle of Bounty, which you can acquire from the several karma vendors throughout the game. One of these sickles costs a little over 7000 karma. If you have access to a gathering booster through either a consumable or through the candy corn gobbler, you can even increase your daily yield further. The Winterberry bushes are also somewhat of a unique node, as the reset is not account-based but character-based. That means you can farm these on every single of your characters every single day, and they reset roughly 23 hours after gathering them. This actually makes gathering 500 up to 1000 Winterberries on a daily basis very possible. When solo farming, however, you might not want to be pigeonholed into just gathering. Guild Wars 2 has some of the smoothest combat systems in any MMO, so finding solo farms that involve killing mobs might be a nice change of pace for you. This is where the events around the Bitterfrost Frontier come in. This map almost always has events up that involve killing mobs and can be done completely solo. You can find some events in the woods where you kill waves of Svanir whilst protecting snow griffin cubs or killing veteran wolves. These only take a few moments and they give some decent rewards. Now, a second set of events is protecting the 9 braziers that are scattered throughout the map. These braziers will be constantly under attack by waves of normal enemies, and clearing these will give you a sizable chunk of event experience as well as some decent loot. If none of these events are currently active, you can even trigger them yourselves by taking a Flame of Coda from one of the lit braziers and go to one that is either completely frozen over or where the circle surrounding the brazier is smaller than the ones you've seen before. Using the flame on these will trigger an event that reactivates the brazier and spawns waves of minions that you can kill off for some good loot and an event reward after. To activate the braziers yourself, as well as the next farm I'm about to mention, you will need Koda's Flame Mastery. You can find this mastery in the Heart of Thorns Ancient Magics Mastery, so if you don't have that unlocked yet, that might be something worth considering so you can force trigger the events yourself. And that brings us to one of the most underrated farms in the game currently, opening up Icebound chests. For this, we will need to pick up a Flame of Koda from one of the currently active braziers. If you don't see any, the one near the entrance is always active regardless of the status of the other braziers, so in the worst case you can always start your tour there. Each flame will allow you to thaw 5 Icebound chests, which can be opened instantly afterwards. There is no cast bar when opening these, making it very easy to avoid combat if you want to. There is no set path you have to take around the map, so what I personally do is just cycle around, replenishing the Flame of Koda whenever I pass a lit brazier. If you want, you can also see all of the Icebound chests on your minimap. For this, you will need to equip your Shadebot with the Treasure Hunter protocol. Each of the chests you will open up will give you 3 pieces of unidentified gear, and this can be of any rarity, 5 to 30 unbound magic, 2 to 6 Imperial fragments, and 1 to 2 fresh Winterberries. If you're not sure what to do with the Imperial fragments, make sure to check out one of my other videos about converting these into gold. Now, what makes this farm go from good to great in my opinion is that the chests respawn multiple times per day. Every time a map meta is successfully completed, all of the chests are gonna respawn, allowing you to open them up again. Something worth noting is that there is also a zone in the map called the Bitter Cold. You can access that zone by using one of the Warmth elixirs. This zone also contains a few chests, but they don't respawn daily. The interesting thing about them though is that they give about double the loot. And as for the map meta that I just mentioned, it is quite a simple one that you can successfully complete with only a few people. At some point, the map will go dark and all of the Icebound chests will despawn. And then next, some Icebrew champions will start spawning next to the different braziers. All of the champions will be marked on your minimap and your world map, giving you an easy indication where you should travel to. Most of these champions are actually nothing special and you can easily solo them. Just make sure you use your crowd control skills to break the break bar and you can make very short work of them. Each champion you kill gives you another event reward, and if the map is well populated and people are doing the meta all over, you can actually just tag the different champions and profit from all of them being killed. And that's about it for this video. I hope this gives you a way to solo farm when you don't have the time or you just don't want to join one of the bigger meta trains. And if you have any comments or questions, make sure to leave them down below. If you liked it, please like the video, and your subscription to my channel would mean the world to me.